Now, Stormwatch 12 weather with meteorologist Oliver Smith.
Boy, today sure was a messy day in southern Oregon and northern California, but really all throughout the entire state of Oregon. But we'll get into that later on in the show. But for current conditions right now, we still have snow from Klamath Falls up through Chemult and extending east the Cascades out towards Lakeview. And this is all moving from the west towards the east. Some rain showers still west of the Cascades at this particular time, a little light rain still into the Rogue Valley. Up to our north, there was freezing rain, sleet, and snow. This is all pushed off from the Willamette Valley. This is pushed off into the Cascades. We'll talk about that more later on as well. But into Siskiyou County, we do have just some widely scattered showers at this time, mostly west of I-5 into the hills. So that's what we're going to be looking at for the rest of the night tonight. Now, our system that gave us all of the rain, wind, and snow for today now has moved inland, so the heaviest bands of precipitation now over the Oregon-Idaho border. This will continue to push off towards the east. High pressure, though, is trying to build in off to our west. Rainfall totals today, 1.3 inches in Medford. That is a daily record for today. The previous record was about 1.11 inches, I think, if I'm going off of memory, about 24 years ago, in the year 2000. So it's a pretty old record, and that was broken pretty well today. Just generally an inch to an inch and a half up and down I-5 for today. Around 3 inches in the northern California coast. Brookings was very close to 4 inches today. Gold Beach didn't get that little amount of rain, but North Bend over an inch, and east the Cascades generally a ½ inch to 2/3 of an inch, and roughly around an inch into Siskiyou County, generally give or take about 1,500. So it was a pretty wet day all throughout the entire region. Now, our in-house model for rainfall amounts for tonight are showing generally light amounts of precipitation. The heaviest will stay off towards our east as our system slowly pushes out of the area. But we're going to still be looking at additional rain for tonight. In fact, National Weather Service has a lot of updates, so we'll start off from the west towards the east. We'll start off with Curry County and extreme western Josephine County. 2 to 5 1/3 inches of rain has fallen in that particular area, and the Chetka River is forecast to make it to 22.7 feet, which is going to be very close to a historic high. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem for that particular region. Now into Josephine County. Here's Josephine County's information. 2 to 5 inches of rain has fallen for today. An additional 0.2 to 0.8 of an inch is expected for tonight and into very early tomorrow. Now for Jackson County, we're looking at 1 to 2 inches has fallen for today. Another ½ inch is also expected. So in terms of time frames, Josephine County's time frame is set to expire at 9:15 tonight. For the Shasta, or excuse me, for the Rogue Valley, time is set to expire at 7 o'clock this evening. It's not too long from now. There's also another particular warning, a flash flood watch, or a flood watch for the Rogue River near Eagle Point through tomorrow morning. Now, in this particular scenario, the forecast is set up to be about 9 feet. Now, if you get to 10 feet, then farmland starts to flood. So it'll be a very close call. We'll be keeping an eye on that tomorrow morning. There's still a wind advisory for the next hour over towards the Shasta Valley through 7 o'clock tonight. Could be looking at those wind gusts to 55 miles an hour, but we were pretty windy today. We did get wind gusts around 40 miles an hour over towards Montague. About the same along the Oregon coast, although it's a little bit more normal for the Oregon coast. Still a lot of watches, warnings, and advisories. In fact, winter storm warning. A lot of the areas, in fact, had extensions. In fact, we're looking at Siskiyou County, east the Cascades, Siskiyous, and southeastern Siskiyou County all have been extended through 4 o'clock on Sunday morning. So what does that mean? We're going to be looking for that exact area. We're going to be looking at 8 to 20 inches of additional snow. We could be looking at a little bit of some light freezing rain mixed in on some locations. So it is possible we could be looking at a light glaze. And for any valleys, we'll be looking at a wintry mix. Kind of that same scenario. Could be a little bit of some sleet, a little bit of some freezing rain, and possibly 1 to 3 inches of new snow. So just a complete mess overall. Now, forecast snowfall totals for tonight. You can see this is for today and tonight. So most of this is already fallen, but we've been looking at a couple of feet east of the Cascades, upwards of 2 feet over by Quartz Mountain. A lot of snow into the Oregon Cascades, upwards of 40 inches. It was very, very likely throughout today for Crater Lake. Less as we head on down to the south. and we were looking at several inches over by Siskiyou Summit. Now, the good news is that our rain and snow is all going to push off towards the east. So by the time we get to tomorrow morning, we'll still see a little bit of activity east of the Cascades. But once we go through Sunday, we're going to be looking at morning clouds and fog, and then we'll see some sunshine, especially west of the Cascades. Same kind of scenario for Tuesday. It's actually going to be looking pretty nice as well. And then our next system moves in on Tuesday morning. We'll start seeing some rain along the Oregon coast. And if you're heading up north, if you're traveling north on Tuesday, we're going to be looking at another round of freezing rain for the Willamette Valley. So keep that in mind if you're traveling for Tuesday. You might want to do that Monday or maybe into Wednesday. Forecast for tonight, low 30s east of the Cascades, mid 30s into Shasta Valley, low 40s. We could be looking at some fog for tonight. Temperatures right around 50 tomorrow, low to mid 40s down to our south. Upper 30s east of the Cascades. So your forecast for tonight along the Oregon coast, we'll be looking at 50s for the most part once we get past tomorrow, but we'll see more rain for Tuesday, and Wednesday finally dries out by Friday. Northern California, your lone dry day will be on Monday. Another round of rain for Wednesday, but it's not going to be a very significant system. Klamath Basin, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Snow levels are going to be pretty high with this next particular system, and you're going to notice that here in the Cascades. We'll see some rain and snow, but snow levels are going to be right around 5,000 feet for that particular system. But here in the Rogue Valley, we'll see again another round of rain for Tuesday and Wednesday, but we won't see it quite anywhere near as much as we saw today.
Thanks, Oliver.